Good morning, Coach Devin here. All you parents out there, I'm talking to you. Who were you before you had kids? That's an actually legitimate question because a lot of parents, you are wrapped up in who you are as being a parent. I remember the thing that always amazed me was once I became a parent, people would say, oh, you're Rain's dad or you're Journey's dad. I wasn't Devin anymore. I became somebody else's dad. I didn't even have a name. I was just somebody's dad. I remember when my kids were little, thinking how weird that was, that overnight, suddenly I didn't really have an identity outside of the fact that I was somebody's dad. Now listen, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not ripping on being somebody's dad or not being somebody's dad. Look, I love being a parent. I have 2 kids. I have 2 stepkids. I like parenting. There's nothing wrong with it. I enjoy it. Yes, it's a lot of work. Yeah, it's hard on you sometimes, but to me, it's definitely worth it. I love all of them, and I'm happy I have them. But my question is, what were you before you became a parent? Look, the problem that a lot of people have when it comes to who they are as a person, how they take care of their body, what they do to fuel their mind and their spirit is, once you become a parent, it becomes all-encompassing. You become, in my case, Rain and Journey's dad, Kaylin and Mila's stepdad. That's who I am as a person. What did I do before that, though, to define myself? What did I do before that to make myself happy? Those things are tougher questions because when someone 100%, everything about them depends on you, what you do and the decisions you make, that's hard. It changes who you are as a person significantly. It changes your thought processes up here for what's important and what's not important in your life. Now, I'll tell you right now, I wear a lot of titles now, a lot of hats. I'm Rain and Journey's dad. I'm a business owner. I'm a spouse. I got a lot of hats. Question is, before any of that stuff, who were you? What made you happy back then? What are the things that, fed your soul and made you feel like a good person or a happy person? Look, you got to get back to those things. I see a lot of parents out there and they're living their lives through their kids. I see a lot of business owners. They're living their lives through that business. There's nothing else. They have no other way of seeing themselves except as somebody's dad. And look, again, not ripping on that. It's not a bad thing. You need to be somebody's parent. That's important. Look, you'd be a terrible, terrible person if you said, all right, I'm done. It's all about me now. That's not good. But what is bad is just being somebody's parent and nothing else. Nobody's happy that way. No one gets ahead that way. You need to figure out what's important to you. You can't be a good parent if you're not a happy person. I can never be a good dad, a good business owner, a good boss if I am unhappy all the time. That's never gonna work. It doesn't make any sense. And the problem is a lot of people become so all-encompassed with being a parent and taking care of those kids, they forget what made them who they were, what made them happy, what filled up your glass. My kids like to talk about that at school. What's filling up your glass? What's emptying your glass? What filled up your glass beforehand? Being healthy, being fit for me is something that filled up my glass. What else? I like riding motorcycles. I like watching movies and I like reading books. I don't have a lot of hobbies. I've never been that guy with a pile of hobbies. Not really my thing. But that's okay. You don't need a bunch. You just need to figure out some hobbies that actually work for you. Things that help you fill up your glass. I would humbly submit that exercise is an important piece of that. If you feel bad about how you look, you're not going to be a good dad. Because you may think you can be, you can't be. You can't be a good mom, a good spouse, a good boss, a good employee if you're not happy with yourself. I humbly submit to you that fitness is a big piece of that. It helps you to reclaim some of who you were before you were a parent, before you had a million different hats on. And that's not a bad thing. You should reclaim that person because it will make you better when you put on all those other hats. It just will. You're always going to be a better parent if you're a happier person. If you feel good about your body, you're in a good mental state, your mental health is good, you'll be a good parent, or at least a much better parent. And listen, at the end of the day, as parents, that's what we all want. We want to be better at what we do, make our kids happy. That's important. But part of that is about making you happy and figuring out what makes you a good person, what makes you a happy person, and then take that and use it to allow your kids to be more happy. Take some time for yourself, everybody. It is important. Everybody have yourself an amazing day. Don't fight the awesome.